Hello and welcome to the Wilderness of Creativity, a platform for creatives and aspiring entrepreneurs to share their stories of survival. I'm your host, Lucy, and I'm so excited to share this creative journey with you. Working full-time and raising a small human has caused me to lose track and wander off-piste on several occasions, but I followed the signs and here we are, surviving the wild and feeling more connected and inspired than ever before. Whether you're a seasoned adventurer or just starting out, I'm here to cheer you on as you navigate this journey. Together, we will uncover practical tips and strategies for cultivating creativity, explore different ways of prioritising our creative energy when there are people to please and deadlines to meet. And we'll also discuss how we can foster a mindset that inspires connection, innovation and play in our daily lives. Tune in every month to hear how my guests find focus in a world that never stops buzzing and discover what it really means to take the road less travelled. Subscribe now to listen to the Wilderness of Creativity and remember to like, share and leave a review to show your support. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, so come and join in with our conversations. And that's it. Welcome to your next adventure. Do you want to tell me a little bit about Art for Wellness first?
It came from an idea when I learned to draw and paint for my own well-being.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Wilderness of Creativity. Debbie Crouch is a creative healer and art therapist who is passionate about harnessing creativity for personal growth and emotional healing. Through her platform, Art for Wellness, Debbie helps others embark on a journey of self-discovery through the transformative power of art and journaling. Debbie is not just an advocate for creativity. Her belief in the importance of self-care shines through her dedication to rest, self-reflection, and setting healthy boundaries for a balanced life. As a community builder, Debbie is committed to creating safe spaces where women can connect, express their vulnerabilities, and find their creative tribe. Join us today as we learn about Debbie's story and discover how creativity can be a powerful tool for healing and connection.
And one of the things that we did was a vision board. And on that vision board, we put things on that we wanted to do, whether it was going out for a coffee with friends, whether it was learning to draw, learning to paint, taking photographs, going for a walk. And a lot of the things on there was all around creativity. So I had a look at my local college to see if there were any courses going. And in Barnsley, there was an adult learn to draw and paint. And they got an open day. So I went along to the open day, obviously feeling quite nervous and not sure what to expect. But the tutor that actually runs the course was really welcoming and really calm, and explained what it was about and what we would be doing. And it felt that it was a good thing to do. The atmosphere was lovely. Everyone was made to feel welcome. And I also met my now best friend, Heather, through the class as well. This really did change my journey to recovery. And I've always been interested in creativity, but not really done it much as an adult. I didn't feel that I was any good at doing anything. It just was the magic that I needed. It was just wonderful. And over time, it helped to build my confidence. The tutor used to say, there's no such thing as bad art. It's a happy accident. And I loved that.
Yeah, I love that too.
Because it just allowed you to explore and have a go. And then lockdown came. And I was still in with the classes, but we started doing them online. But I was getting a little bit more confident then. And I decided to set up my own Facebook group. And what the Facebook group was, it was a private group for people to come, share what they were doing, share some of the artwork, encourage people to share their work as well. And it was a fantastic community. Because Heather, we'd become friends and she wanted to be involved as well. So she was a supporter of the group and we did art together. and absolutely loved it. And it was only a conversation with another friend that said, had I thought about going into business? My first reaction was, me going into business? No, I can't do anything like that. But through encouragement and through helping and sponsoring, because she had her own business as well, and she'd been part of my recovery journey.
Yeah.
I did set up Art for Wellness CIC, and I set it up as a community interest company because my ethos has always been that I wanted to be able to help those that needed it the most. So in the first year, I was really lucky to get lottery funding, and we set up what's called the Free Resource Scheme. So I've got a website with a library of tutorials, and it's got easy art on there, easy drawing on there that anybody can have a go at doing. And they can do it in their own time, and then they can choose to share it in the Facebook group if they wanted to. And then from the Facebook group, they got feedback and, building of a community in there. And it's just grown from there, so that now I've been doing it for about 4 years now. And I've even gone out into the community to do one-to-one sessions, which is amazing. And so that's really how it started.
Wow. As you say, like this eroding of your confidence and this breakdown to now supporting people within that community and allowing them to find their peace and their creativity. I mean, I just think that's so inspiring. I genuinely do. When you say you'd always been creative, but not as an adult, like what did you do when you were younger? Like what did you do painting and drawing when you were a child?
I was always known to have a colouring book, a pad, and some felt tip pens. That was my go-to. I just absolutely loved it. And I did that all through my childhood, really.
Yeah.
And followed it up through school, right up until being in secondary school, I guess. And it was an incident that happened there that changed my perspective. And it was when a teacher turned round and said, I don't know why you're doing art, because you'll never be any good at it. And that completely knocked me, because I believed what this adult was saying. I thought they knew better. And I just put it out of my head that I could ever do art, and then just gave it up. So I didn't really pursue the area in my life that I was passionate about.
Yeah. How wonderful now that you've come back to it.
Oh, yes, I just feel that I've found where I need to be in my life.
Yeah, those words stick, don't they? And they do impact us on so many levels. What did you end up going into as a career? Was it creative in any way, or did you just completely step away from it?
I guess back in the 80s, there wasn't really much career development for women. I can remember the career advisor saying, "Oh, do typing, do secretarial," and that was it. So that's how my career started. And I only really got back into creativity as such when I had my daughter, because we like to do things like go for a walk, collect the leaves and make pictures with the leaves and do painting and drawing. And I've always encouraged her to be creative. So I did things with her, but I did it for her as opposed to doing it for myself, because there were other things going on in my life where I didn't have any value on me and what I wanted.
And I think that can happen at certain points in our lives. We're not the priority. It's it's everybody else. We're taking care of everybody else, and we need to, our role is very set at certain times of our lives. But as you said, coming back to creativity and coming back to art, it was something for yourself. And I know there are going to be a lot of listeners out there that are potentially, wondering whether or not they could get into, doing some art, doing some painting, or even away from that, doing anything that's creative.
Well, I do encourage members, for example, that come into the group to don't feel that they have to do something straight away. Just look at what's out there. Look at the interaction of what goes on within the group, and then perhaps start with something small. Doodling is really good. You just need a pen or a pencil and just make lines, shapes, whatever you want on a piece of paper. one of the things that helped me get back into it as well was adult colouring books, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with colouring in. It is joyful.
Yeah, I love colouring in.
And I always say to people, don't worry about having to fit in the lines. I mean, I did a workshop recently in a care home, and there was a lot of people there with dementia, and I said to them, look, you don't have to worry about keeping in the lines. You could have it all one colour if you wanted. It doesn't matter. It's about how it makes you feel putting that colour on the paper. And they absolutely loved it. It was so joyful to watch them do that.
And you mentioned something there as well, which is how it makes you feel. How does art and an art for wellness make you feel? And what have people talked to you about how it makes them feel?
I think it's about being in the moment. It's about forgetting what's going on in your life. It's about having that time for yourself. It's exploring with colours and shapes and your imagination. It's having a go. It's that sense of achievement when you've done something, and learning not to judge what you've done, but think of it rather as something that you've enjoyed learning how to do.
I think that's so important, isn't it?
It is, because there's no judgment in the art that we do, and there's no rules and there's no regulations. The art that we teach is being able to do it in such a way that it's joyful, that you've expressed yourself, that you've chosen to use whichever mediums that you like to do, which is using lots of different materials. It could be ribbons, it could be buttons, materials, fur, fabric, lots of different things, and creating it into a collage. And you get so much more than the picture that you make. It's a sensation of touching the materials.
Yeah.
Or the memories. You might see a button and that button might spark a memory. We do one that's called Fun Animal Faces that people do really enjoy. And I've got some really basic templates of animal faces and a huge box of creative tools. And it's like, use whatever you like and make that animal into your animal. You know, any colour, any shape, it doesn't matter. And they absolutely love it.
When you're talking through that, I'm thinking, do you know what? As part of like inset days for teachers, they should be doing things like this.
Yes.
Because it's quite mindful, isn't it? Like when
It is.
the little button that might remind you of something, and then that sparks a story, and then you start storytelling, don't you?
Yes, you do. That's right.
Do you go into schools?
I'd like to. At the local community centre during the school holidays, I've been doing sessions for children to come and join. And they've obviously come with grandparents or carers or mums or dads or whatever. And they've actually also been involved in having a go themselves.
Yeah.
And they've even said, oh, I've really enjoyed doing that, having a bit of time for myself to have a go. Or they've done something together. And I think it's made them realise that even when you're an adult, you can do these things.
I find, and I'm sure you do as well, that if I just give myself maybe an hour to just, write or draw or move, it helps me through the rest of the week.
Yes. There's so many things that creativity encompasses. And I do encourage that any type of creativity to get involved, whether it's pottery, whether it's glasswork, whether it's, I don't know, there's a huge list of things.
There's a list of things, isn't there? Because you say that all creative work begins by doing something with your hands.
Well, one of our main trademarks is art in your hands. Because if you think back in the cavemen days, what they used to do is they used to put handprints onto the cave walls, and they'd use like berries or natural things to make pictures. So you were using your hands to create art. And one of the projects that we run for Art in Your Hands is where you draw around your hand, and we go into a community setting and we do an Art in Your Hands collage for the whole community to do a hand and put on the collage, just to show that everyone can have a go. And For working with the local library, it was for Learning Disability Week, that was it. And we went in to do a session, and people had a choice where they could either colour a hand in. We've got templates for people to colour if they don't feel confident to draw around their own hand, or they could draw around a piece of paper, and they absolutely loved it. And then to see their hand cut out and put out, and it was there for a week for everyone to be able to come in and add to it or see what they'd done. And I love sharing this on social media to show the artwork that people are able to do.
What's the art scene like in Barnsley?
They are very passionate about bringing it into the community, which is really good. And there are lots of different museums and places that you can go. And I know the library services have been really good at putting on various different activities.
And do they? Is there much funding out there for your sorts of events? Are you kind of having to really?
There is funding available. Yeah. I wouldn't say that it's always easy to access, but I do keep trying, and I will keep applying for it because it's shown that it's worked from the lottery funding that I've had previously. I have got a big dream.
Go on, tell me.
I don't know if it's the time to mention.
Oh, you don't have to. It's up to you. I love big dreams.
I really love to have my own premises, which would be a therapeutic arts centre. And in there, we would have a cafe, we would have a gallery and a shop, and various different work studio rooms where people can be invited in to come and deliver different workshops. So that it's a community setting that people can come and engage in.
Are there any, I'm now thinking about this big dream and instantly want to make it happen. Are there any, if anyone's listening, if you know of any premises, or if you are a cafe that already have maybe a space to hire out, then I think you should get in touch. Get in touch with Deborah, because I think art within community and collaboration and partnerships are so important to ensure that there is access to these things, because there are a lot of people that can't get out to, big art events. Often it's too expensive, and maybe they are not mobile, maybe they don't have transport, so all of those things. So if it's something local, if it's like a local cafe or something like that they actually have rooms that you could maybe hire out, that might be a good starting point.
Hi, I'm Mandy Nicholson, and I'm the Creative Genius Consultant, an artist, an author, and a creative retreat owner. And I have brought together 30 amazing creative and neurodiverse women to co-author a fantastic book called Beyond the Ordinary. You can find the link to book your pre-order now or get on the wait list on mandynicholson.co.uk.
Part of it is just not knowing where to start.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't know where to start. I love colouring, and I love colouring with my little boy, but actually having something that's just for me, I think so important. So is it like a collection of templates in the journal?
Well, for example, the first one I did, which was A to Z art journaling, each letter represents something that you can either write, colour, draw, and there's prompts on there to help you engage with each different letter, and it's just a way to get started. Some people like to do writing, some people like to do drawing, some people like to do colouring, and it doesn't really matter what you decide to choose to do. It's just having a go. But of course, there is all the free resources on the website as well that people can check out if they wanted to look on there too.
And obviously, we've connected through Melanie because you've got a chapter that's going to be published in a new book coming out next month, haven't you?
I have, yes. It's very exciting.
So do you want to talk to us about that?
Yeah, the actual book is being produced by Mandy Nicholson, who is the creative genius, and she has been an absolutely fabulous influence in my life. I've worked with her, and she has enabled me to have the courage to be visible in building my business. And she's writing this absolutely fabulous book where she's got 30 other women writing a chapter of their life of how creativity has actually made a difference in their life and what they're doing. It's their personal story, and it's aimed at being able to give people confidence or an insight into the background of other people's lives, to realise that they're not alone, that there is somebody there that they can connect with. And there's so much valuable content in there. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
So it's coming out soon.
Yes, but we're really, really excited about it, and the other ladies that are involved in it, some have become friends, and yeah, I can't wait to read their stories as well.
I know. And do you kind of have conversations with them as well? Because I think that would be such a lovely part of that process.
It is, and we're all there in a group to support and help and encourage each other.
I think the key thing that I'm hearing there is that you feel seen.
Yes, definitely.
You feel seen and you feel heard.
Heard and listened to, understood and supported. And we all are there together and to help and support each other, and there's nothing quite like it, really.
Hello, Lucy here. I just wanted to take a moment to send a huge shout out to all of you tuning in from around the globe. We have listeners in the UK, Germany, Canada, the USA, Morocco, Spain, France, Singapore, India, Argentina, Australia. I mean, it's unbelievable, and I cannot thank you enough for all of your support with the show. Creativity knows no borders, and together we are building a community that celebrates inspiration in all of its forms. So, wherever you are, continue to take that road less travelled, and let's keep exploring this wilderness of creativity together. Thanks for listening. Stay wild.